everybody. I'm Felix and I'm in Korea. Today we're doing a particularly interesting experiment on my part. I found two different kinds of apple juice on sale with free brewing containers. Bonus. One is called Gravenstine and one is just a mix of apples. I'll be honest, I could not tell a difference on tasting the raw juice because I had to take some out to put the honey in. So I got a taste test and I really couldn't tell the difference. And I did some research. So Gravenstine is the apple that they used in World War II to do pretty much everything you needed to use an apple for back then. Gravenstine was the one. Not sure why, but it is what it is. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these out of the original fermenter into a secondary fermenter. It has not cleared at all. It's still very opaque. You can see a distinct line of lees at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull them out and transfer them, do a gravity test, and compare them. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same. So let's get our notes ready for that. Okay, so we've got to start with the Gravenstine, which I've got container ready for. However, because of the way suction works, we need a higher elevation. I'm just going to use a brewing bucket I have for the original. Let's put it here. Okay, here's the Gravenstine container. Here it is. Boom. Everything's been sanitized. And I will give it another squirt just to say I did. Because I did. Okay, good. Now, Gravenstine. Up top, here we go. Now let's take out our bung. He said bung. And then we're going to sanitize this. It's already been done, but you know my policy. Okay. And then let's attach it. I don't need the bottling one because we're not bottling. We're just rough transferring into a new container. So that's not a big deal. But let's get this sprayed just because. And that will go in here. No problem. Okay. Get in there. And there it goes. Slowly but surely. These were done identically. 3 pounds of honey, and the same yeast. My notes are over there. I'll get them in a moment to tell you what yeast I used. But it's identical. It's identical. No, you don't. Getting cheeky with me. It smells delicious. I don't know what the gravity is. It smells really, really sweet though. I wonder if they both stalled. I mean, they didn't have super high gravities. 1.14 something, I think. Anyway, I'll check my notes in a moment. This is a 1 gallon container, moving into like a 1.2 gallon. So I'm going to have headspace, but that's okay. I've got a air tank of CO2 back there that I'll fill it up with. So with height you get better suction. You notice it sped up dramatically. And that is the angel share. Let's remove this. Okay. Now, we're just going to set this here for a moment. And we'll check the gravity. Okay. All right. Okay, so it didn't ferment dry. Well, what is it at? Let's see. It didn't ferment dry. It went to 1.024. I'm not happy with that. 1.01, no, 1.024. Yeah, I am not happy with that. So let's write it down. Gravenstine 1.024. Okay, let's see if I can get my notes. And that's the wrong one. Where's my other notebook? Why is it on the floor? Okay. Original Gravenstine gravity was 1.150. So that's gonna 1.150 to 1.024. Okay, so it's recorded, and I'll check it again when we go on to our next part. So let's put this back. Pour it gently because I don't want to waste it. Gently. Okay. Now, give me a second, and I will get the equipment cleaned and ready for the next pour. Hang on. Okay, so I've cleaned my tools, and they're ready to go. But let's get a quick taste. And I did a check on the original gravity, which was 1.50, down to 1.024, puts it at a smidge above 16%. So regardless of how sweet this is, or how sweet it smells, it's going to be decent. So let's have a quick taste. It's very sweet. Tastes like apple juice rather than mead, but it's definitely alcoholic. It's green, but it's good. It's really good. So I'm pleased with that. So let's get a lid on it. Let's get a lid on it, just so we don't have it access to oxygen all the time. Okay, and I'll move this to the side. Let's move this, and we'll do the next one. Okay, but let's rinse these other tools first. Okay, so here we are. We're ready to go for the next one. I've rinsed everything, and let's sanitize it. Okay, sanitized. Everything is sanitized there. Sanitize them here. It's already been cleaned, but it doesn't hurt to be safe, right? So, there's that. Okay, now let's move this up. Okay, take the bung out. Bye-bye bung. Let's get our vessel. All right. All right, here. Spray it on. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's transfer it. Now, that said, before I did say I didn't really recognize the taste of Gravenstine over other apple, but I did quite like it. It was delicious. It was sweet, and at a surprisingly high ABV. So, oh, back here. So, troubled child. Looks like I get to clean up alcohol. All right, here we go. Let's get a different finger in there because my pinky's not the strongest one. Okay, so I've got the other one racked over. So let's get a gravity reading on this one. I expect it's going to be the same. So these didn't ferment crazily like I expected them to. Not for long. They, a bit at the beginning, but they were kind of slow. I mean, it did take 4 weeks to get to this point, so about twice as long as they normally take. I suspect it's because of the extremely high gravity. 1.15 is pretty butch. Okay, so 1.246. It's just a little bit sweeter than the other one, not by much. Let's get a taste of this one. There's a distinct taste difference. The Gravenstine is sweeter and tastier just in general. I mean, it doesn't taste bad, but it doesn't have a bright apple flavor like that one does. It's good. It's good. It's going to be a popular one, I think. So, let's put you back. Okay. Very good. You are racked over, and I'm happy about that. Let's get a lid on you. Let's put a airlock on you, same one as I used before. Okay. It is about the same a volume in each. The Gravenstine was significantly better tasting, but they're both really good. This is the first rack. Hopefully it will clarify after this rack. I will put some carbon dioxide into both of them to protect it from oxidation. Although at 16.5% ABV, oxidation is not a huge worry. But let's do it anyway. I got a coin. Why would I get a coin? I will show you. Hang on 1 second. Let me get my tank. Okay, this is my CO2 tank, and it's the valves are off. I'm turning it on now, but it is shut off. So what you do in order to use this properly is you're going to take off this top bit. I use a coin to do so. And take out the, oh, I'd already taken it out. There's a pin in there on a spring that lets it do its job, but I'd left it out for this earlier. So let's just put it back on. Forgot I'd done that. Okay, so let's take our happy juice, and we're going to slowly introduce CO2 into here. CO2 is heavier than oxygen. It will kick out all of the oxygen eventually. That's why we're doing it slow. Okay. And that should be enough. Let's close that. Okay. Get the Gravenstine. Let's do the same thing. But that should be enough. Okay. Tighten it up. You can close this. And close it all good. And I will put that back after we're done. So, got Gravenstine and mixed apple mead, cysers, as you would properly call them. So, original gravity was 1.150. Secondary gravity, final gravity, was 1.024 for the Gravenstine and 1.026 for the mixed apple, which puts it at about 16.5% for the Gravenstine and a smidge less for the apple. My calculator's open on the computer over there, but I'm not going to do that. That doesn't make a good video. All right, so we ended up with two really yummy cysers. I'm very happy about that. I think because the Gravenstine was so delicious on its own, I'm going to leave it be. But I think the mixed apple, I'm going to add caramel flavor to it and make it caramel apple. I think I was quite pleased with both of them. Anyway, so we did some work today. I'm pleased to report it as well. So like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot if you like my mead. Also, I'd like to mention a contest I'm going to have. I'd like for you to suggest a mead for me to make, and I will make it if it's financially reasonable. I mean, you know, not super expensive materials. I generally don't use super expensive materials as it is. And the winner will get a gallon of mead made in their name. Unfortunately, I'm in Korea, so unlikely you'll be able to drink it. But I will also send you a sticker from my collection of funny Korean stickers, and they're interesting at least. Anyway, so there is a final announcement I would like to make. Some of you know, some of you are my fans, who realize that I am an author. I write science fiction and fantasy for the publishing house Indubitably Press. I have the Necronomicon series. It's at 3 books now. I'm working on a 4th, and 2 more side story books and a science fiction book. If you would look me up on Amazon, Felix C. Galvan, you'll find my books there. They make for excellent reads. They're fast, funny, well-paced, awful puns. Awful puns. Which is one of the reasons why Piers Anthony, who is another famous author, had read and reviewed and liked my book. All of them. He's read all of them. Anyway, like, subscribe. Please check my other videos. Check my books out. They make excellent Christmas presents, and instant delivery if you've got an ebook reader like a Kindle or something like I do.